everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. Today I'm bringing you a quick tutorial because I had requests that I share a little bit more in detail how to make these cute little pocket cards. They have envelopes on the front and they're made with the Magnolia Lane, let me grab them here, Magnolia Lane Cards and More pack that can be found in the Experience Creativity publication on pages 8 and 9. And so you get these 3x4 cards, these little cards that are non-printed. You can stamp on them if you'd like to. They're double-sided. They come with envelopes and they come with a card base. So here is what one of those cards looks like. It's double-sided. You get the envelope and you get your card base. And this can be folded. This can be put on the front of the card. You can stamp it and you can create lots of fun little sweet, quick cards with that. But what I'm going to do is, and what I did in my, let's see, what date was that? That was October 26, 2019 blog post at StampYourArtOut.com. I took the envelope and instead of using it as the envelope for the card, I actually left this unscored or unfolded, I should say. I trimmed off an inch at the end this way so that I ended up with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch base. And then I thought, well, this could be kind of like a little sentiment layer here. I can put it up onto, I could put the envelope here. Oh my gosh, look at that. And so basically it started coming together and that's how I came up with this card. Again, there's a little pocket to put a gift card into. And so I'm going to show you how to make that. I'm going to use some other products though. Instead of using the the Magnolia Lane Cards and More pack, I'm going to introduce you to the fact that you can get these assorted cards and envelopes for the Memories and More size cards. So these fit our 4x6 cards, these fit our 3x4 cards, and you've got envelopes, you've got card bases, and then you can bring in these packs that are called the Memories and More card packs. And I don't have a full one with me, but I have a little less than half of one. And so I'm going to take one of the cards from that pack. And you can see as you breeze through here that there are similar images. So it's this one here and then this one here. And you can see where those images can be found in this pack. So here's that card. Here's this one. So if you wanted to make, similar ones to the one I had, the one that I made, you don't have to get that simple card pack. You could get the one that contains lots of other fun goodies in it. So let's grab this card from that kit. Let's grab one of the envelopes, and instead of using up the card base from this, because that's a perfect little card base ready to go, we're just going to bring in some Whisper White cardstock. So in other words, you don't have to cut down one of these card bases if you don't want to. That is for someone who just has very few limited supplies, and so that's where I grabbed that from for the 2 original cards. But let's just take our thick Whisper White cardstock and cut it into quarters. So 8 1/2 by 11, cut in half this way would be 4 1/4, and cut in half this way would be 5 1/2, which is the same size as the other card base. Now these will fit into, these cards here that I made previously and the one that I'm going to make you now, will fit into our medium size Whisper White envelopes. Now I want some designer paper in the background. So for these 2 cards here, I did use the Magnolia Lane designer paper. These 2 sheets actually come in the bulk pack too, which is currently available. I'm going to use another sheet though. This sheet is not available in the bulk pack, but it's very pretty. It's in our regular designer paper. We're going to cut this to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inch. So it's just a 1/4 of an inch difference between those 2 layers. Now we'll take this piece, and I'll turn it over so you can see it a little bit better. We're going to turn it over and trim 3/4 of an inch in on the 2 long sides And we're only going to start about an inch into the designer paper and go to almost an inch before we stop. And then we're going to turn it around and do the same thing to this side. And if you want to know the exact measurements, you would be starting at 4 1/4 inch and going to 1 inch mark when you're doing that trim inside the designer paper. Now on this side, we're going to start at the 1 inch mark here, and we're going to trim 3/4 of an inch in to almost 3/4 of an inch before we stop. And those measurements will be 3 1/4 inch to 3/4 of an inch. We'll do the same thing on this side. And then we'll remove this inner piece like that. We have 2 layers now. And this is a paper saving technique, so that way you didn't have to, use up as much designer paper as you could have had you not done it this way, because we're not going to see the inside of this. So this layer here is going to go against our Whisper White card base. The envelope's going to go on top. This piece is going to flip over and become a little designer layer on the inside when we open up the flap of the envelope, and this will be on the outside. So now we just have to make some kind of cardstock layer to make that work really well. Now you could just do it like this if you wanted to, but I decided I wanted it to be a little bit crisp, more crisp. I don't know, I didn't really like the look of the envelope flap being so out there. So instead I took some black, basic black cardstock, and I'll just use the same colors for this one, but I trimmed it to 3 3/8 inch by 4 3/8 inch, and then the other one I made just slightly smaller. And I think I did that mainly so that there was a difference, so you could see kind of a fun little step there to it. But it really doesn't matter. They can be exactly the same size if you want. So we'll take our snail adhesive, put that on the back side, and then before adding our envelope, we're going to punch just a little half circle in there so that it's easier to pull out the item that is in the envelope. And then we'll add that to the front. Onto this layer will go the largest of the black. And and we have to pay attention because we're only going to adhere that to the flap of the envelope. So I'm going to bring in the adhesive onto the envelope instead. Center it and press it down. The other piece I'm going to place on the inside, but this piece can have adhesive on all 4 corners. And it will get centered inside the basic black layer. And I kind of liked it smaller because then you could see that there's an envelope attachment there. But it's up to you if you want to make them the same size or not. This piece can go right on the inside. I think I like it like that. And then this piece can go on the front. The last thing is just to add any kind of embellishments or sentiments. And inside the Magnolia Lane Memories and More card pack, we have some fun little stickers. So we can grab our sentiments right from this sticker sheet, and that way we're not investing in the stamp set. Praiseworthy Prose is what I used last time, and the ink. Now of course if you have a stamp set on hand and ink, it's easy to add a little extra little piece there. And again, if you're using your full card base, this inch piece here could totally be a little layer. The basic adhesive back sequins were the ones that I used on these cards. And so you can see lots of great colors that match the Magnolia Lane designer paper and the color scheme that's going in there. So we're going to use that. We're going to take the sticker Celebrate, and we're actually going to take this sticker too that says Notes, because I want it as a little layer back here. So we're just going to cover up the word Notes. And now we have that wonderful green shadow that's been created by layering those two pieces. And the last thing we can do is just grab our Take Your Pick tool and add our sequins. And there's our finished card. Great for a little gift card for a wedding. I have one more to show you. So for this card, I used the same Memories and More card pack that had the variety of cards in it. Used the sequins here. I layered this piece up on dimensionals, so it just gave it a little bit more of a shadow to it. Same basic black layers, same sizes, same envelope situation here, only it's a vertical card. And I took the designer paper, another sheet from the Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper pack, because there's 6 different double-sided designs in that pack. I took this piece, and instead of flipping this over for the inside, I'm just going to add the same look on the inside because I thought it was, I don't know, I prefer that side. So we're going to go ahead and stick this down. And then we'll decorate the inside with this. And this one here would be a great card to put a photo or maybe airline tickets or something. A great little anniversary gift of some sort. So these are the 2 cards that I demonstrated today. And these are the cards that I shared on my blog on October 26th. All pocket cards using the same idea and similar products. I hope that you enjoyed what I had to share today. Again, my website is stampyourout.com, and I'd love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and my blog. Thank you all for joining me. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.